Welcome back to Meg's Mysteries. This is a fun little story of a wonderful PI and his amazing partner, his pet turtle. So enjoy The Case of the Jeweled Shell. 1718. A young native girl, Natalia, was walking the white sands of the beach on the island not far from the Bahamas. She was in search of beautiful shells to make jewelry, a special gift for the chief of her tribe. His name day festival was coming up, and she wanted to give him something special as a gift for him. She was picking up colorful shells and gifts from the ocean when a shiny gleam caught her eye. A huge shell, but it was covered with jewels embedded in it. Perfect, but not too, it was too large for jewelry, but it was still a great gift. She cleaned it off, and the colors and the jewels shone brightly in the sunlight. She put it to her ear and heard the sounds of the ocean. But something else, a voice. She didn't understand the language at first, and then it spoke to her in her language. She brought it home, and at the celebration, she gave it to Chief Yakko. He told her he'll treasure it always, like the other treasures the tribe had. That same year, the island was invaded by pirates. Pirate La de Fay, who was as well known as Bluebeard and Redbeard. He was a terrifying pirate, and his crew was made up of the meanest pirates of the time. They took over the island and called it Skeleton Isle. They drove the natives up to higher ground and into caves, taking some for slaves. It was a terrible time for Natalia and her people, and they even took the treasures, and the jeweled shell was part of it. The pirates all divvied up the treasures of the tribe, and La de Fay took the shell for himself, along with most of the treasure, not knowing the real secret inside, where to find Neptune's treasure. La de Fay never put the shell to his ear, so the secret was safe and hidden. The words from Neptune himself still hidden away in the shell. Natalia and her brother Mato wanted to get the shell back. They knew the secret that it held, so they made a plan to get it from the pirates. But this will be dangerous. So they snuck into the pirates' village and waited. Then they were all drinking and carrying on like normal. Their ship was due to ship out in a few days, so they were having a party. Even La de Fay was drinking heavily. Natalia and Mateo went into La de Fay's room and took the shell. It was just out on the desk with some papers and maps. He was using it like a paperweight. He didn't think it was anything special, but Natalia knew it did hold the voice of Neptune himself. They took it back to where it belonged, to the tribe. The pirates left and never returned to the island. The British Royal Navy took them down, and the island returned to the tribe. The year 2023. Guru and Wahoo the turtle had a search and find investigation agency. They both were well known to find anything from missing people to stolen items. They never had a case they couldn't solve. Wahoo had a special talent for it. He can get into any place and not be noticed. Guru was a computer whiz and could track down lost items with the stroke of the keys. He can find anything. This afternoon, a young lady came to the office. I need your help. I heard you two are the best at recovering lost and stolen items. And then she began to tell him the story of the jeweled shell. Wahoo said, We'll find the shell. It's my kind of case. I would be mad if someone stole my shell. Guru told him, Get serious, Wahoo. This is not a joking matter. Wahoo said, I'm not joking this time. The woman told him she was a relative of the old Lucana chief and the tribe from the small island near the Bahamas, and the shell was a prized possession of her people, passed down from chief to chief of the tribe. The Lucanan people in 1520 were eradicated from the Bahamas, but her tribe escaped to a small island nearby and still live and flourish there. Now, with its modern times, they still have their traditions. Many hotels and modern buildings are there now. It's a large vacation spot for the rich. But now the tribe works with them and still keeps their native ways. They pay to see our museum and our artifacts, so we put on shows and allow them to see our festivals and partake in some of our celebrations. The lady's name was Maya, and she told us, "We must have it back. Can you help us? Can you do it? You're our only help." It was stolen at the last festival for the first chief, Yokano's name day. We celebrate it every year. It was the only time it is shown outside of our museum. Any other time it's encased in glass and has a security system in place to protect it. It was put back after ceremony, and someone got into the museum system and lifted it right out. The camera was blocked, so we have no footage of the theft. She did tell us the whole story of the shell, and it was a prized possession of her people. Her own ancestor, Natalia, was the young girl who found the shell. So Guru and Wahoo were off to the islands under disguise as vacationers. No one suspects a man and his turtle to be anything else, so they can blend in with the other vacationers and get the local gossip. One night, a visitor was bragging about seeing the shell at the festival. Many vacationers were there, and the tribe made a deal with the hotel. If they pay, they'll allow visitors to get a native experience and see the celebration. The shell was on display only for this festival and then locked up back in the tribe's museum. Many visitors pay to visit and see the artifacts there, and there's always a crowd in the museum. Maybe one of them was casing the place. Somehow, after it was returned to the museum and put back in the glass case, it was stolen. The security was tampered with and all the cameras disarmed. This was the work of someone who knew what they were doing. At the local restaurant, Guru and Wahoo were taking it all in. Then they saw a man Guru recognized. He had seen him before, but where? At the bar, the man was boasting about a big score he made, and he was leaving in the morning. Wahoo took a picture of the man. No one noticed a little turtle with a small camera. The man was a well known jewel thief and cat burglar. His name was George Fontaine. Guru found out more about him on the computer, but he was never caught until now. They never expected Wahoo, who could sneak around. They found out his room number and it was down the hall from their own room. So all Wahoo had to do was get in and look around. He got on the maid's cart when she was making up the room. It didn't take long for the little expert to find the hiding place. It was under some dirty clothes. Wahoo was not happy to be digging in a man's dirty clothes basket, but a turtle has to do what a turtle has to do, and it paid off. He found a shell, but it was too big for him to pick up. Guru was waiting out in the hall, and Wahoo had left the door open for him. He put something to hold the door open when the maid left. So Guru came in and got the shell, put Wahoo on his shoulder, and left without a trace. When Fontaine found out it was missing, he just left. Who will tell that a jewel thief lost his stolen jewels? He couldn't call the police, could he? What Guru and Wahoo gave the shell back to the museum and Maya. It was back with its people. More security will be put in place from now on. Guru called the police and said he saw the famous jewel thief and where to find him, and they picked him up as he was boarding the plane. He was wanted for many thefts around the world. Maya paid and also gave Wahoo a small little shelled necklace and had real jewels embedded in the shell. The secret is safe. Neptune's words will be kept inside the shell, and his treasure is safe. Only the tribe knows about the words that will show where the treasure is buried, and they're not telling. Wahoo wore his necklace home. Guru told him, "We'll put it somewhere safe when we get home." Wahoo said, "I'll keep it in my own shell. No one will ever dare to go in there." Guru just laughed along with them and said, I know, buddy, you keep a lot of secrets in that shell of yours. The theft of the jeweled shell is now closed. Wahoo and Guru did it again. Hope you loved this little story like I did. Check out this great channel, Guru and Wahoo the Turtle. Until next time, have a good evening.